Hello, everyone. I'm Dawn Warren, as if you didn't know. Well, some people didn't know. And I really am indeed happy to be here this evening. Happy with all the different persons who have come out to, support us. The legal fraternity. I'm super pleased of the turnout. Who am I? I'm not 34 years old as Angel is. Matter of fact, you have to add 30 more years. Look at you all doing your math. But I come with a lot of experience because, I actually say, to whom much is given, much is required. That's in Mark 12:48 says, to whom much is given, much is required. And that much doesn't mean wealth. It doesn't mean money. It means opportunity to do good and to be good. So my opportunities came as a young girl at Vaz Prep School. I don't know how many people know Vaz in Jamaica, but it's a prestigious prep school. Bonnie should, yes. And then I went to an all-girls academy, Alpha Academy. I then went to Fordham. After Fordham, I went back to Jamaica, University of the West Indies. I see you going Fordham, go Joanne. And after the University of the West Indies, for a graduate degree in education, I came back here. I worked with Verizon, and they sent me, when they were downsizing, right-sizing, whatever sizing they were doing, they gave us the opportunity to go to school. So I did, and I went to law school. And all of this was at the expense of Vaz Prep. My mom taught there, so it was free. Alpha, it's a scholarship free. Fordham, I got a scholarship free. University of the West Indies free. And then came back here, St. John's University Law School. Again, Verizon paid for it. So to whom much is given, much is required. So my service to humanity comes out of being very, very proud of all that I have been given. So I have to give back. Now, I'm married to Dennis, who is my partner in life for 43 years, going 44 years. And I have 3 awesome daughters. They're all here. Nataki. But let me start with the oldest. Kitanya, Nataki, and Kia. And their spouses, Nataki's and Kitanya's spouses, David and Charlie, and 7 grandchildren. Now, how did I come to Freeport? I wasn't born here like Angel was, but I came to Freeport because I had to give up my house in Baldwin. My daughter had a special needs child, and I thought, my daughters never went to public school in Baldwin. I never took advantage of it. They went to private schools. So when she had the special needs child, I said, well, we've done all we can. So we gave up our house in Baldwin, and we moved to the beautiful village of Freeport. Now, I had come here and worked with Stephen when he actually ran in politics as the Freeport judge. I came here, I helped him, and I'm not a politician. Everybody says I'm not, but I'm not a politician. I'm just an attorney. And I worked hard because I found out that, there was a lot of fraud in election. And people were electioneering, they say one person, one vote, but there were dead persons voting. So I decided that I would look out for poll watchers, have trained poll watchers so that they could go and help and make sure that we have fair elections. So I say one living person, one vote. Now, we work here in Freeport. We live here. We've lived here only 6 years, but we've worked here close to 9 years in Freeport. We have had our practice in Freeport. When maybe 2 years ago, Stephen came to me and he asked, would you be interested in running as judge? I told Stephen, I'm not too sure I want to do this, but let me think about it. I knew that he worked hard in the Freeport Village Hall, in the court, and Stephen had brought the court from, I think he said 22 to number 6. So I'm thinking, my God, these are big shoes to fill. Can I do this? I said to him, I'll think about it, I'll pray on it, and guess what? After 2 years of Stephen asking me to do this, I decided that I would run for judge. Now, why am I running? You know, I look at Freeport, the breakdown, the diversity of Freeport. They say it's 1/3 Caucasian, 1/3 African American, and 1/3 Latino. Yet, I noticed that many of, I won't say what part, what group, they were always in the court on housing violations. And I'm going, well, the Constitution says you can't just separate and decide that you're going to bring persons to bear because they're of a certain group. I recognize that this has to change. And with my educational background, I decided, well, maybe if I went to the court, we could start classes for homeowners who could understand the need to actually make sure that if you're going to change your house, you have to make sure that you recognize the building codes, because I heard Stephen say that, and it's really a good idea, that if there was a fire and the firemen came out, they have what your house looks like, and they run into a wall, somebody's going to die. So it is most important that these things be done and people understand the need for housing, for the housing regulations to be recognized. Now, they say greatness is not found in power or prestige or position or possessions, but it's found in service. It's found in humility, and it's also found in goodness to people. So that is what I really want to do. I also remember in Freeport, of course, because I'm running for Freeport justice, I cannot speak to the problems in Freeport. I can only speak to what happens in the court. So, of course, I can't talk about taxes, although I pay them and I think they're high. As a resident, I'm speaking. And I can't speak about what's happening with our systems, our underground systems, but I can tell you that the court needs money in its coffers. And the only way to get the money is, of course, when people do wrong things, they come into the court and they pay. No, people will always be speeding, so the coffers won't be empty. So I'm not worried about coffers being empty. I'm worried about the court bringing justice to the people, and I'm worried about the court actually being fair. So with my fair-mindedness, I know that I can bring those two things to the court: justice and fairness for everyone, not 1/3 of a group or 2/3 of a group, but the entire Freeport village. And that's what I'm looking for. I know Stephen also had something in the court when if you make a mess in Freeport, you clean it up. Which you tell your kids that when they're home. If you make a mess in the house, you allow them to play, but they must clean up. And that's what I think. I will speak with that attorney and see if we can continue something like that so we can keep Freeport looking clean. Through the courts, we will do whatever we can to make sure Freeport stays an upstanding community, a community for everyone, an all-inclusive community. As far as the court is concerned, I'm not looking to go in there and take people out of jobs or anything like that. I'm looking for people who are willing to work and really work hard. There has never been a female justice in the court that has been elected. And I know Judge Baker is here. Judge Baker was an associate judge in Freeport Court. But they have never had a female judge who has been elected to the court. So guess what? I'm going to be the first female African-American judge in Freeport Village. And I'm looking for all your support. I'm looking for each of you to come out and to help. I know people have told me they don't live in Freeport, but they're willing to come and stuff envelopes. They're willing to do whatever we need so that we can bring Freeport to the next level. Bless you all. Thank you, and thank you again. I see a whole lot of familiar faces, and I just want you to know that I'm super happy that you all made it here tonight. Okay? I also want to give some praise to my church family. I see quite a few of my church family here, and I want you to know that I really appreciate your support, okay? My travel group, my Fordham family, you're all here, and thank you, and God bless you.